Obviously, the three of you come together at some point during the movie, and you're no stranger to doing an action film, but for two of you, this is new for a lot of fans, So what was it like coming into this film and being loose?
I've done action before, here in the UK, actually. I had a TV series here with Jack Whitehall, where I played an aging bounty hunter. It's a comedy, you can laugh. And, but it pales in comparison to what was required for Birds of Prey. And on day one, I got injured. I tore my meniscus disc, and the people of 8711 was like, "We got you. We're gonna rebuild you," and they did. But it was very, very hard. It was very difficult, and I got so much inspiration by the other girls here, because they were just grinding every single day.
Yeah. For me, stunts have always been something I've loved to do. With Underground, even when I was pregnant, I was like, no, I'm doing all my stunts. My stunt woman's not stepping in. But again, nothing compares to being trained by 8711. I've never done anything like this. And we trained for over almost 5 months. And to step into these characters, for me to play Black Canary, you can't just phone it in. Like, you gotta commit. And so that's what we all did, and put our bodies through very strenuous training. But, Black Canary is one of the baddest, iconic fighters. She's a street fighter, mixed martial artist. And so you gotta just throw your body in. And it was painful, but so thrilling and necessary in order to do justice to the character, because they have these skills, and 8711, they're some of the best stunt team in the business because they train you up so you can do mostly everything.
Speaking about commitment, we'll start off with you. When you're playing a comic book character, fans are expecting you to know your stuff.
Yeah.
So I remember that scene in Entourage. They were like, if you don't know it, they're gonna come after you. So how committed were you when you got the role into looking about everything you can about the character?
I think you have to. I think you have to go back and you have to get inspiration from the source material, ultimately, first and foremost. But Kathy also talked to me a lot about coming up with my own interpretation. So it had to come from that. It had to come from her backstory, come from the personality and how that manifests in the comic books, but also adding my own little flavor onto it, which I think is okay, because you look at the comic books, there's so many different iterations, there's so many different directions the character goes in over all these many, many years. So I think you can pick and choose, like, oh, okay, she's a little bit like that in this comic, she's a little bit like that in this one. And I think what we kind of found was this weird sense of humor that is there in the comics, but maybe doesn't come out of her mouth in the same way that it comes out of my mouth on screen. So I hope that I managed to do justice to who she was, in her first incarnations, and also bring something a little bit of my own to it.
Between the three of you and the rest of the cast, was there a point in time during the set when you're shooting this movie when you're just got to be relaxed, go out, hang out, and then gel, even though not all of you guys are appearing all in the same scene together?
I know, God.
She pleads the fifth.
Listen, we all just gravitated towards Rosie's environment. I mean, I think maybe it's just she's capable of creating such a safe space. So we found ourselves definitely in her trailer, taking shots sometimes, or, being like, can we come to your couch? And Mary and I are just like crying on her couch.
It's very easy to open up to. We're just like, Rosie!
And then she cooked us dinner. You're such a good cook. And so, I mean, we definitely, there's definitely a love affair going on.
Just easy. Just an effortless respect and love, and
They're starting to look like each other.
We are, baby. Come on, we're the same person.
Morphing into
just so you know.